Got it.
Good afternoon. I'm Scott
All
Gessford,
right.
your Oakland A's GM, and I'm with Carsen from the Rockies. Would you like to introduce yourself to the
Hello.
people?
Yeah, I'm Carson. I got the Rockies a year ago. I've made some decisions, some good, some bad, but I'm happy to be here.
Good. Well, welcome. And how how do you think your 2022 season went?
To be honest with you, I was not expecting 2022 to go as well as it did, especially halfway through the year because we started strong, and then halfway through it kind of got a little shaky. Abe went down, and Murphy came up, which was a big question mark. And apparently at the end, we decided to figure it out. So we had the upset of the playoffs, if you ask me. And I, you know, couldn't have asked for a better year, weirdly enough.
Right. Well, it's always good to be the underdog, right?
Yes,
That means
I was very happy to be the underdog in the situation. I remember Brenton, I think it was, on the podcast about the playoffs. I was like the last team that he was kind of just given, and I was like, I really hope we beat the Dodgers now off of that. So
yeah. Always
I
got
had a blast this playoffs with that.
yeah, it's good to be a Cinderella story, even if it's just for one
Yes.
series.
There's always one. There's always one.
Yep. So let's start looking at our 2023 season and how do you project your pitchers, like your rotation, your bullpen?
So weirdly enough, hold on, I'm gonna make sure I have this pulled up before I start. So we basically have, as of right now, what I'm looking at is kind of the same what we had going on last year. The only addition to the staff we had was Rada, which I was shocked that nobody got free agency, but I think he filled the role of my bullpen hasn't had a guy that could come in and I just know won't give up a home run kind of deal. The high movement guy that you look for. I have a lot of
Yep.
stuff, so I expect either we're going to give up a lot of runs or we're going to strike everybody out. In the bullpen at least. Rotation wise, you got the big four. You got Pineda, you got Bauer, you got Gratterall, you got Dunham. Milligan for right now is going to be the five guy. I don't know what to expect with him yet. However, so we will see.
Yeah.
But
So
I'd say key pieces in the bullpen.
go ahead.
So key pieces in the bullpen. I would say if Holly is the big one, he had one of the best relief seasons I've ever seen in this game last year. We have Mateo coming back. Harada's going to also be at the back end of it. You got Reyes, but we have 15 guys looking to be on the in the overall staff this year. I'm expecting 13 probably. We'll see. Nobody crazy so far.
Yeah. You can move them up and down from the bull or AAA if you need to. So that's
Yeah,
always a help too.
yeah, the
So
depth. That's what we.
you right? So do you think your pitching is going to be kind of similar to last year? You were pretty good. I mean, you ranked in the top, 6 or 7 in most categories last year.
I'm thinking. I think we'll be pretty similar because we brought everybody back and nobody's gotten genuinely worse. I mean, losing McCulley was big in terms of that, I'd say, but other than him, maybe it looks about the same. We have a pretty decent, um, ability catcher in Gallagher, so I expect that to help out a lot. Playing in cores kind of sucks, but I think all things considered, we'll be all right.
What do you think you're going to get out of Jared Troll? He only has a 45 stamina, so we're looking at five innings. About is that going to tax your bullpen?
Probably, but I'm one to carry more bullpen than normal, I guess you could say. And I'm gonna set things up to where I have a long relief guy that can be the right behind him kind of deal and be fine. And if since he has lower movement, I expect hopefully, and he's a ground ball pitcher, I think that can help out a lot as well. with double place. So potentially I look at him as a 6 or 7 inning guy, hopefully. There's gonna be some games, but I think overall it'll all things considered, it could be much worse.
Yeah, your
But
rotation looks
he
pretty good.
is
So does your
a
pin. So
yes, I'm very excited about them, needless to say. So
so let's
I
move on
think
to
I
your
think that'll
lineup.
be a great yes, yes.
Yeah, sorry, I know we're having a little bit of internet connection problem. So
Yeah, the delay. It's all good. It's all
yeah. So what about your lineup? How do you see that playing out? Who are your starters, and what are the key pieces you're looking for?
good. Okay, so going down the list by position, obviously Gallagher's gonna start at catcher. That's the big free agent acquisition we had. We have as of right now, I have a Winter at first, and I'm hoping he has a bounce back year after, in my opinion, a kind of disappointing last year with the bat. So hopefully he figures that out. I'm actually going to move up. We're going to skip a few steps in the interview process here, but I'm just moving up Frias to play second as of right now. I know he was a big thing that a lot of people wanted. I think it's time to move him up. We have Martinez at third again. We're going to have Correa at short. Murphy's going to play center against righties for right now, while we have Abe in left. That is subject to change, and I have not decided between Ayers and Candilis in right field yet, to be honest with you. So I have a month to figure that out.
Yes, you got a whole spring training to go through and everything. So that'll
Yes, that's the position to take right now, basically.
all right. So how do you build your lineup? Are you a split type of guy? Do you like to do face off righty lefty? Do you like to play them both ways? How does that go?
So I know this is frowned upon, but I'll click the let manager make the lineup. Um, my internet connection is saying it's unstable, so if I cut out, I apologize.
No problem.
But me personally, my approach is to pick the leadoff hitter every time, and then potentially for lefties versus righties, and then when it comes, I'll maybe pick the 3 or 4 hole, but other than that, I let the manager decide. In terms of like utility wise, it really comes down to like, for example, Abe's not going to be a utility guy, but Murphy, who's like okay at hitting, and Ayers, who's okay at hitting, I'll try to mix those two up for the sake of just batting or matchup wise. So, for players like that, obviously, I forgot about the DH. We're having obviously Keston DH for us right now. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do about him in terms of utility yet, but I think he'll be a. I think I don't do it as much as most people do, needless to say.
Hey, that's okay.
So
We all have our different ways of doing things, don't we?
yeah,
So so you mentioned Friars already, one of your prospects, and I see Langerly's up
yes,
on your major league team. Also, is he going to be your backup catcher this year?
I'm still deciding on that. The only thing that's holding me back is the fact that Sanchez has a 70 catcher ability, and I don't know if Shea's bat is good enough yet for me to. I also want to see if Shea can develop more in AAA, so I'm debating on that still. Needless to say, we
Hey,
will see.
yeah. So who else are your better prospects or top prospects, and do you expect to see anybody other than Friars make it to the big leagues and contribute?
I think Lang, he can contribute at least a little bit. I had a few pitchers. Hold on one second. Hunter
Okay.
Brown, maybe as a bullpen guy with 70 stuff that will go up in the bullpen. I have another really high stuff guy. Whereas Jim Lawrence looks interesting as a pitcher. He's potential 80 stuff out of the bullpen, 40 stamina guy. That's pretty good. In terms of prospects as a whole, my favorite, I mean, I know Aranda's been hurt a lot, but I still like his potential on his tools. There is a lot to work with there. My other CJ Stroud, I think, is the future as well. I think he's going to go down the path of Gratterall and some other and like a Hunter Brown kind of role where they just shoot up out of nowhere. I've seen Carson Kruger after putting him in the Winter League, he has decided to figure it out as well. So that's another interesting pitching prospect. On the hitting side, we're a little low, but I would throw a Sebastian Ramirez potentially, depending on how he develops. You could throw Carson Williams is a pretty good player. I'm very high on him. Obviously, our first round pick this year, Cooper Barkade, could be really, really good. Um, I'm happy right now, but in terms of people coming up soon, I think CJ Stroud, Jim Lawrence, and Hunter Brown are the three can come up right now, guys. Holden Powell, I don't think has been up very much. No, he is not. Holden Powell is a guy that could be up as well. He's already on there right now, but those are mostly pitching right now. No hitters, I don't think are going to come up other than Lang.
Okay. And so you have a really solid major league team and you have some holes in the minor league team. What is your
Yes,
strategy or goal to fix that? I mean, I know you've made a couple
to
bold
fix.
trades already.
Yes. um, for me right now, obviously free agency is the main way of getting it. I'm trying to find players that people have kind of just given up on to fill spots. I think a lot of it's going to come down to um, how I handle that. Trade wise, I've noticed I've leaned a lot towards pitching, so I need to start getting some hitters in there as well. I notice I have three catchers that potentially could be pretty good. But I've my philosophy with drafting players as well now has become I want to draft guys that are can play everywhere so that there's it's really hard to not have depth at a position if that makes sense. So
Perfect. Yeah.
that's the approach I'm taking right now.
Are you looking to do any major trades between now and the beginning of the season to help out the major league team or to grab some prospects?
As of right now, no. I think right now I'm happy with the team how it is, and I think that anything I do above what I've done right now is not gonna help me. I'll just give up prospects that I could use later. In terms of
Okay.
minors, I don't have any guys on my major league team I want to give up yet. So,
Right. And then how are you looking financial wise?
um, we look pretty good for the future now. Now that we don't have the other than the winter contract, we're not getting killed by anything. For this year, we're a little close, not looking good, but I also threw a bunch into player development this year, so that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that
I
was
do
going to be my
expect, yes, yes.
yeah, that was going to be my next question about player development and scouting. What's your philosophy on that? Put as much money in there as you can or hold back?
I'm very weird. I don't throw much into scouting, but I'll throw everything to player development. I don't know why. It's a through the years of playing this game, it's a hunch. It works. So um, that's me personally, at least.
And then where are you at for the future? I know you're going to lose some people at the end of this year, or potentially lose them. You know, Gallagher, Reyes, Ayers.
Yeah, interesting ones. I think this is going to be the big one. I think I've had a few people reach out about Ayers if I could see myself trading him by the deadline. Gallagher, it depends on how he performs. Same with Reyes. I'm not going to give Reyes anything close to his contract now, probably. So that might be a trade piece potentially. But I'm trying to minimize payroll as much as I can while at the same time staying competitive because I have the Bauer and the Pineda and the Winter contract, which is like those are gonna just suck for the next few years. So
Hmm.
I might as well make it where we are still flexible while having some sort like it's not gonna be a detriment, I guess if that makes sense.
So are those contracts going to hinder you when it comes time to maybe re-signing Carlos Correa or Abe?
Um, maybe it might actually. I never thought about that. I don't think it will for not Abe. I'll throw as much money at Abe as I have to, probably. Um, Correa it shouldn't, but that would also mean you don't bring back Gallagher, Reyes, and the other people. So it's a to be we will see moment with that. I don't think it will because our team has a lot of budget that I wouldn't expect from the Rockies, but it does. So that helps a lot. So
Put a lot of
unlike,
put a lot of
you got
button seats, so
yes, yeah.
and that's important. So, what are your expectations for this upcoming season, 2023? You're in a tough division with Arizona and the Dodgers. Do you think you can compete with them?
Yeah, I think in terms of a playoff spot, I have no doubt in my mind we can. The Dodgers upgrading this offseason hurt a little bit. I think the lineup personally is better than it was last year because we had a catcher that was we had Martin Maldonado in real life, but on my team. So now we have Gallagher who should be much better. And if Frias comes up and performs, I think that'll be good. I think the lineup will be better. I'm hoping the pitching does as well as it did before. Diamondbacks, did they re-sign Harper? I don't think they did. Let me check that real quick.
Uh,
No, he went to the Braves. Okay, that's what I thought. I was making sure.
yes.
So the Diamondbacks losing Harper was big, which is making me feel a little better. I think I still think the Diamondbacks are ahead of everybody because their team was set up that way. I think it's a coin flip between us and the Dodgers for second place, though. And I think the third place gets in the playoffs anyway. Like you could see, we almost had what 200 win teams last year and an almost 90 win team. I could see 390 win teams in the West next year. So we'll see.
You think your team has made a 11 game improvement to catch up with the Dodgers?
I don't think the Dodgers are going to have the season they had last year. If you want my honest opinion about it,
Hey, that's fair enough.
I think they'll be.
So,
I don't. Yeah, I don't think they're going to win 100 games. Needless to say, so I think we'll take a few extra games from them, and maybe the ball doesn't roll their way as much this time around. We'll see.
okay, so you look at the division and thinking that you and the Dodger are going to flip flop, and the rest of the division will probably stay about the same.
I'm not going to definitively say we're going to flip flop yet. I think it comes down to the the luck of what I the what's it called? The I've been calling it Pythagorean, but that's wrong. It's the whenever you have the preseason predict not the preseason predictions where you have the expected wins and all that. I think
Oh,
it comes down to the luck of the expected wins basically for second place. I do think that the Giants and Padres are getting at least the Giants at the very least are getting better, but I don't think we're there yet. So I do think those us three at the top is going to be the consistent theme again.
okay. If you had to make a bold prediction, whether it's about the Rockies or somebody else for this upcoming year, what would that be?
Cool. Bold prediction.
Yeah, bold prediction. Maybe
Oh,
a team that is low that's going to make a rise up, or you know, a team that might surprise us to win the World Series or be competitive.
ooh, I I think that the DH being in the National League might dethrone the Angels if they go to the World Series potentially. I think there's a way better chance than there's ever been with that. Um,
Oh, I still have
now,
National League blood running through me because I don't know before you came into the league or before you were in the league, I was the GM of the Reds. I
right?
came over I came over to the A's because they're my favorite team. So I still have that National League blood running through me. I want to see the National League win
Yeah,
a World
we're
Series. That
me and uh me and Cole have talked about that a lot. How we want to dethrone the Angels. So
hey, I wanted to throw in the Angels in my own division, so that's don't think that's going to happen this year, but that's a goal. So okay, so how do you see the National League stacking up with the American League now with the DH and everything? You think that's going to balance the scales?
oh yeah, I think it's balancing the scales. I think a lot of us last year, um, whenever we heard there wasn't going to be the DH, kind of, you know, it's we thought we could have dethroned him last year if we had the DH because a lot of teams would have gotten a whole lot better with the DH. Needless to say, I think it's going
But
to
you don't.
make. I think it's
But
like
don't
guys like.
go ahead.
Sorry, you go. After you.
Oh, I was just going to say, you don't think the National League had an advantage by the pitchers having to hit the American League? We don't have hitters hit all year long, so you get to the World Series and
Right.
now they got to hit.
Yeah, but I've noticed a lot of teams' game plans as well. Like just have the pitchers like bunt, and even then, like our pitchers aren't exactly hitters, most of them, to be honest with you. So
Right. Yeah.
grading wise, they're not exactly, they're it's a free out most of the time from my experience with the pitcher at least.
Yeah.
So
You're lucky if they bat 100 or something like that.
Right.
So, so what do you expect to see this year MLB Pro? Anything exciting? You see a team like last year, the Tigers kind of made a big step forward. Who to you is that team this year that takes that step?
I mean, the obvious answer is the Royals with their, and maybe not like a playoff step forward, but a improvement. I'm a little biased, but I think the Brewers will resurge from 2 years ago. I don't think they'll be where they were last year. Um, what was the other team? I had one that was very interesting. It was no, they actually did make it out of the East last year. So no, I'm feeling I think everything's kind of going to plan. Obviously, the Royals in free agency decided they're just throwing their whole payroll at everybody. So I think they'll be very interesting to see. Um, Weirdly enough, I'm excited to see how your team does because I know we've talked a lot about everything. So that'll be interesting. I
Yeah.
could see the Angels taking a step back, but it's the Angels, so I know the Mariners will probably take somewhat of a step back because they've lost a lot of people and their budget has killed them from talks with them over there. So I am curious to see how
Yeah,
that goes.
and I think the new scheduling is going to affect things.
Yeah,
So,
I
all right.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. Anything else you want to get out there to the MLB Pro universe?
Um, I guess watch out for the Rockies. We're hopefully. I remember last year my big thing was saying trust the process and everything with the trades, which I will admit some were not as great as looking back. I thought they would be better, but it happens. Um, but I think that the Gallagher signing will make us a little bit. I don't think we'll be the last team picked for the playoff thing anymore. I think we'll be like, I don't think we'll be the
the,
honorable mention this year.
the next to last, maybe, but not the last.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Any type of improvement's good.
yeah. It's always trying to improve.
So I'll give you the same opportunity I gave Cole. I asked him if he wanted to introduce himself, maybe what you do for a living, you know, give the people some background so when they come approach you with a trade, you know, they can.
Oh, okay. No, okay. So I'm Carson. I'm now the youngest person in MLB Pro. I dethroned Cole for that title. And um I am in school still. So I'm almost done though. So a lot of my stuff I do is at nighttime. I apologize. I know everybody gets their stuff done during the day, in terms of trades. I try, I really do. Um, but when I graduate, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm looking at a few places, but job market and everything. Um, I've
So
been playing
what are you
baseball my whole
studying?
life. Oh, I'm studying business, so
Okay.
I'm applying everywhere. But I have been playing baseball my whole life. I'm playing college currently right now. I actually played under Cole for a year. That's how I met him. Um, you know, so that's me.
Hey,
I'm a big baseball guy. I could talk about it all day. The off season alone in real life was something, is the word I'm gonna use. Oh, and I know this
well,
is a big hot take, but I'm a big Astros fan, so feel free to tell me that we're a bunch of cheaters. I love it. I
hey,
love hearing about it.
yeah, yep. We all have our teams. You know, love them, hate them. Got to do it, right?
Yeah, and it's just I think the shift this year is going to be fun, especially for my team because we have Jordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker, and all they do is pull the ball, so it'll be fun.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah, that's
awesome.
all there is
Well,
to
I
me.
cool. Well, I appreciate you taking some time. I'm going to stop the record button and we can stay on and chat for a couple minutes if you'd like.
Okay, sounds good. Trying to figure